today's episode, I'm talking with Gwen Ferreira, a business coach and mentor for yoga teachers, helping them create a simple, authentic business that provides more freedom and financial independence. She's doing all that from beautiful Nusa Lembongan, a small island next to Bali that I remember well. I think I went to her yoga studio when I was living there, though we haven't met in person. It was so nice to connect with her. She has so much wisdom to share and insights about what it means to build an online business as a yoga teacher and how to build a strategic offer suite. I can't wait for you to meet her. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Blissful Biz podcast, the show where we explore how to build an online business that's simple, sustainable, and profitable without the hustle and no matter your age. I'm your host, Susanne Reicher, and my mission is to help you package your expertise and create a blissful, highly profitable online business that aligns with your passions and values. In this podcast, I share practical, actionable advice as well as insights from my own business journey and the valuable lessons I've learned building my online business. If you're ready to build a business that brings you both bliss and success, you are in the right place. Hi, Gwen. Welcome to the Blissful Biz podcast.
Hi, Susan. I'm so glad to be here today with you.
I'm so excited to chat with you because I feel I've known you for so long. I'm following you on Instagram and I know you follow me. So, yes, I'm just excited to learn more about you, your background, what you do. Why don't we start there?
Yes, let's definitely start there.
Yeah, so tell us, where are you from? Where do you live? What do you do? We want to
Yes.
hear your story.
So I am from France and I moved in Nusa Lembongan, which is a small island in Indonesia, in 10 years ago. So I've moved there and I taught yoga and still am teaching yoga in Nusa Lembongan. So it's 30 minutes from Bali. So it's very close, but like this, it's a lot quieter than Bali's, which is more my vibe than the traffic and the busyness. And so yeah, I've been teaching yoga in Nusa Lembongan, and teaching has grown as I was here because it is such a tiny island. And we really just are based on how many people comes is how much our money we are going to make as yoga teachers. So I used to have another job on the side, and I was teaching maybe 2 classes a week or something like this. And then I had the opportunity to open a place. So then I opened now Yoga Bliss Lembongan, which is a studio in Lembongan that we opened in 2016. And then I burnt out. Very classic story of the yoga teacher that burned out teaching too much. So I ended up teaching up to 5 classes a day. Like it was crazy. And my practice is very important to me. And not being able to practice actually made me realize that I needed to change something. And I think like everyone realized that they're going to be burned out for something different, like a different realization. Me was the practice. I could not have the energy anymore. And so that's where I changed everything and where I diversified my offers as a yoga teacher, because I thought, okay, I can take another job. I could just take another job. And I think that's something as yoga teachers we all think about at one point. I could just make it easy for myself and take another job that is boring and it's fine. I can still practice on the side or teach a couple of classes. But I didn't want to. Like, I was like, no, like, I'm sure that I can live from this. This is not possible. Like, it's a normal job. And so yeah, I looked at my teachers, like how they were doing it. And they were all diversifying their offerings. So they had workshop, they had like 1 or 2 retreats a year, they had some of them teacher trainings, And so that's the path that I took. So that's exactly what I did, like adding workshops, retreats, and then YTTs, and then mentoring yoga teachers, and then online courses.
I love that. And over how many years did that whole journey happen?
So I was teaching for a long time already before opening the place and before doing the teacher trainings. So it took me like the burnout to diversifying my offers. Honestly, took me like maybe 6 months
Oh, that's really
because
quick. So you
once,
move quickly after you've seen what you wanted to do, right? So yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely a mover. So if something is not working, I'm like, I need to move. So I'm going to change it instead of staying in my state of unhappiness. And then things went quickly because people booked very quickly, and then all our teacher trainings were booked. And that was just finishing the year that because like it was maybe mid of 2016 when I realized that, and then just finished the year that was my first 50K year, and then the year after I made 100K, and then I started mentoring yoga teachers on how to do the same in person. And the online world wasn't really here. Like some people were teaching online, but that was like such a different world and different. It felt like different people also were attracted with the online. And it's only during COVID that I had to do it, same as so many, because it is a 7 kilometer square island and no one was here. Like everyone left. We were maybe two handful of people staying on this island like for a year and a half. And so I did put all of the courses, workshops, all of the stuff that we had online. And I used the same recipe that I did in person, and it worked the same. And so that's why now I teach yoga teachers how to have like either a hybrid business with online and in person or just online offers because the recipe is the same.
I love that. I know that yeah, like when I was in Bali as well, it was slow start to embrace online also because like you live in a country where you don't have like super fast internet everywhere. I remember I was talking with Jasmine from Radiantly Alive on this
Yeah.
podcast a while ago about her online yoga studio, which they started in the pandemic. And she said it doesn't make sense to offer live classes because the internet is just too unreliable. So they made it like everything was pre-recorded. So
Yeah.
how
And it
did
used
that?
to be
How
like
was
this.
yeah? How
Yeah.
was
It
your
used to be like
experience?
this. Even in Nusa Lembongan, like because we are such a small island, internet was terrible at the beginning, but now we have the fiber
Hmm.
for a few years. So internet is super fast now, which is great.
That's probably better than a lot of parts of Germany. Yeah,
Oh my God, yes.
actually,
When I went to France in June, just to see my family and everything, like their internet is
France
terrible.
is terrible.
It's
Yes, I was
terrible.
traveling with my camper van, always relying on a hotspot. It's like, oh my God. So
Terrible.
I was always like driving to some supermarket, parking spots or something to work to the cities. And then you want to stay somewhere in the countryside because it's nice. But yeah,
So
drive back
funny.
there. I know it's funny. But thankfully, yeah, it got a lot easier. You have better internet. We have all those amazing tools online. Technology made everything so much easier building an online business, building a website, everything, all the steps. There are platforms where you host your courses, etc. And at the same time, we all like when you're just getting started, people still have the same fears and the same blocks stopping them.
Yeah.
And especially like I know with spiritual entrepreneurs or yoga teachers, and you feel like you just want to serve people, you just want to help people, you don't want to be a marketing or sales person. How did you really embrace that part? Like because you started really like on that spiritual yoga journey, probably.
Yeah.
Or do you have a
Yes,
background as well, like in marketing or something? How did
not
you
at
like
all.
the
I did a PhD in marine, so underwater archaeology. So I was an
Oh,
underwater archaeologist.
wow.
uh, complete, complete different. Well, I was never into marketing, business, entrepreneur. This has never been my vibe before.
Well, but you must be smart because you figured it all out. And just like by looking what other people are doing and seeing how that could work for you and your business. So,
Yeah, and I think it's for me, like really at the beginning is when I kind of were like, okay, I have to move. I have to feed my family. Like in COVID, there was really this. Like my husband lost his job. Like there was absolutely nothing he could do, and so I knew I needed to move and and do the stuff, which was okay. Let's go online. I'm going to figure out the stuff. But I also hired people. Like I hired a coach straight away. Teach me how to grow a community online. Teach me how to build an online course. Like what do I have to do? I didn't spend like 2 years thinking in my head how I'm going to do it because I needed to do it at this time. And I think if I didn't have sometimes the urgency, like if you don't have a big motivation, yeah, maybe in the future I will do something and oh, it sounds complicated. Maybe no.
yeah, that's so important. I think everything starts basically with having a strong vision.
Yes.
For me as well, it was just like, I wanted to make enough money so I could live in Bali. And that was my
Yeah.
biggest motivation when I started my business. It wasn't some big lofty goals or something. And then I was still freelancing in Germany the first years when I was building my business. So actually that was like very comfortable because I was making very good money there. But it was also, I probably would have grown a lot faster if I would have forced myself to stop that
Mm,
and focus on my business. But in the end, it brought me to where I am. And yes, I think it's good to have some financial security when you're starting something new. You don't want to rely on just having to make money immediately.
100%. 100%.
Um, but sometimes it can also work. For some people, it's really like because you're thrown into the water, you're like into the deep end, and then you have to make it work. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's like it can be very stressful, obviously, but yeah, I mean, I think sometimes the universe just aligns then.
Yeah, I think it's just that sometimes it's so much pressure on yourself to actually have result fast if you don't have any financial security of any other sort, and you're like, okay, I quit my job and I take this program, and in 3 months I have to be making $5,000. And honestly, maybe it will happen because depending on your niche, your energy, what you do, how fast do you move, like, there's so many variables. It might happen, but it might not happen at all. And then you are going to spend those 3 months super stressed out if you don't see it coming, the result that you wanted, instead of actually enjoying the process and remembering that it is a process and we can't go faster than it is going.
Yes, yeah, that's so true. It's like this when you look like on Instagram and everybody's like promising you to get rich overnight or to see success stories and think you should be so much further ahead. When
Yeah.
you just need to really embrace where you are, basically, and then
Yeah.
grow from there. Yeah.
And just knowing like where you want to go. Because if you wanted, let's say, to make the $5,000 a month, you can definitely build the business in 3 months or in 6 months, like depending on what type of offers you're going to do. You can build the business to generate the money, but it might not be finished. Like you might still need more along the line to be fine and to see how you attract people and what works for you to actually make the income.
Yes. And then when you reach it, suddenly it's not even important anymore. You don't even think about it because then
No,
already you have other goals or you
exactly.
think about different things. It's really the journey that matters. I 100% agree. Let's go back to talk about your offers because you really started there as a yoga teacher, you like burned out from teaching all those classes. So what's your where would you start basically? Let's build an offer suite. Now,
Yeah.
let's make this actionable for people listening. Where do you start? Where do you go? What's basically the pathway?
Yeah. So I think like the first step, and that's what I say to all my clients, so it's to find your non-negotiables. And you don't want to start just creating offers because it's a trend or because someone else that you know have created this type of offer, because you want to see where you want your business to go. And maybe you're not calling that a business yet, and that's fine. Maybe you just say, I'm creating something. But if you start creating, let's say, online courses or yoga teacher training or one-to-one private, you are not going to have the same life. So your non-negotiables are your non-negotiables for you on your life. For example, in my non-negotiables, I practice 6 days a week. That's non-negotiable. I've been practicing for over a decade, 6 days a week. Like this is my non-negotiable. In terms of money, I need to have at least a certain amount of money on the side, so I feel good and at peace. Like you have some non-negotiables, and once you have those non-negotiable, knowing how you want to live your life, then you can see what type of offers you want to create. And so at the beginning, maybe if you want to diversify and you're only teaching yoga classes, you can start teaching a workshop. Maybe you start having like, what kind of specialty could I have? Maybe you love to talk about, I don't know, nutrition to balance your hormones and your menstrual cycles and yoga practices. And so maybe you do workshops for women around understanding your menstrual cycle and how to ease period pains. I don't know, like I'm just inventing something on the go, you know. But you want to find something like this and something that is easy for you to create. So maybe sometimes if you have the opportunity, this could be your first, well, your second offer, let's say, in your suite of offer after your yoga classes.
Hey there, have I told you about the Blissful Biz Hive? I'm so excited to invite you to join the friendliest free biz building community on the internet, the Blissful Biz Hive. Whether you're a coach, a yoga teacher, or another heart-led entrepreneur, this is the space where your dreams of building a purpose-driven, profitable online business can truly take flight, all without the hustle and burnout. Now, I know you're busy, so let me tell you about the incredible goodies waiting for you inside the Hive. When you join today, you'll get immediate access to our free training, Make Your First or Next 5K Online. This is my proven 4-pillar framework that's helped so many of my clients stand out, attract their dream clients, and create irresistible signature offers. This training alone is valued at $297, but you get it for free just for being part of our community. We also have weekly calls where I hop on live to answer your questions and offer support. Plus, there are exclusive trainings, workshops, and so much more. And here's something super fun. You can actually earn points by participating in the community, which unlocks some amazing bonuses valued at over $1,200. How cool is that? So if you're tired of trying to figure everything out on your own, or you're just looking for a place where you can grow your business with love and support, the Blissful Biz Hive is exactly where you need to be. I can't wait to see you inside. Go to susannereiker.com/hive and join today. That's SUSANNEREIKER.com/hive, HIVE, to join. Let's build that purpose-driven, profitable business of your dreams together. Yes, I love that. I think I teach that too. Create a signature workshop, basically.
Mm,
Um, That's something that you want to become known for. Like the first step of finding your niche.
yeah.
Yeah.
And because after that, like if you want to have, let's say, an online course, because well, we both teach like people how to grow online. So let's add in this suite of offers something online. If you want to then build an online course because you're thinking, I want to take some holidays sometimes, or when I'm sick, I don't want to teach yoga, I don't want to teach workshops, or I'm pregnant, I know I'm not going to go teach for a while. So maybe you want to create an online course that is completely self-paced. And when you teach yoga and people start following you, let's say on Instagram or wherever, then they see already that you have this course. Maybe you have like a little funnel, simple funnel that bring people into that. At the end of your workshop, if people say, oh, how can I continue? Well, I have the perfect online course that goes after your workshop so that you don't have to deliver it face to face. There are so many options with a suite of offer. But the key element, I think, here is to remember that they're all going to be related to each other. So you see, I didn't say like, okay, now create an online course about handstand. No, you're going to create an online course about the menstrual cycle, the period pain, the stuff, if that was your specialty with your workshop.
Yes, 100% agree. Everything leads to your signature offer.
Yeah,
Like all roads lead to Rome. I wish.
exactly. That makes it like so much easier. And when you were saying about like my own journey, honestly, this is it. Like I've always been so committed on helping yoga teachers, like way before doing like business coaching and mentoring yoga teachers in business. Um, this is something that I've always done in my classes. I teach mainly like advanced vinyasa or ashtanga classes, or more like advanced pranayama, advanced meditation, even in courses, retreats for yoga teachers, yoga teacher trainings. I love yoga teachers, and I want yoga teachers to feel like so empowered, so confident, when they step into the room and making the money that they want and have a life that is not like, oh, I have to teach at 9 p.m. in the evening, and I just wanted to be on my couch. So this for me, like that was my niche. And that I think that's important for everyone to find really something that they're so passionate about that they actually want to work to build up their business. If not, it's going to feel like such a pain to, oh, I have to create content, blah, 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 because you're not really passionate about those people that you want to help.
Yes, definitely. 100%. It all comes down to your vision and maybe also to your decision to use your voice in a bigger way.
Mm,
Because I think, nobody really loves everything that they do in their business. I don't love everything that I do. I don't love creating reels. But, in the end, I love what it does when I do those
yeah,
uncomfortable things. And it's not even the financial results or something, but it's also, that discomfort. That's where we grow. Just like forcing ourselves to do things. I remember how uncomfortable I was going live or doing videos when I
oh my
started,
God, yeah.
and yeah, of course, it's like it helped me grow my business, but it also helped me get to know myself better, be more comfortable with myself, like myself more. It's really,
Mm,
it's a weird journey, I think, being an entrepreneur.
it
And
is.
for me, it's really that reframing that had the biggest effect on like facing those blocks, basically, those mindset blocks. I mean, I still have some, of course, we all do. For me, it's like visibility. I always have on my to-do list, I should reach out, I need to pitch myself to podcast, and then I never do it.
Yeah, but I think I love what you said. Like it's, you don't have to love everything that you're going to do as a task in your business, but it's just that you love so much the people that you're helping that, yes, you want them to know about this. So you're going to create a piece of content. You want them to know. But of course, it's not things that maybe you love 100% everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
So
there
it,
is also like this following your community, because I was just thinking about when you were saying, like, if I had any experience into business. And I didn't until I built like Yoga Bliss here in person and then built my own online yoga school. They did Yoga Bliss online. And then I built this coaching business. And at the beginning, I just wanted to help yoga teachers like have a yoga practice, their own practice or sequence or this stuff, But all the yoga teachers were all the time asking me the same thing, which is, when tell me, how are you successful? How are you running your retreats? How are you building those courses? How do you build the curriculum or get people into your YTT? Why is it always fully booked? And I was like, okay, so this is really what you want. And they all wanted this. And so that's kind of like how I went there, because I also, to be honest, very much hated it's a big word, but I really hated how business coaches that didn't know anything about yoga, how they were saying that we needed to sell. And I was just like, this is horrible. Like, no one wants to, well, at least we don't want, as yoga teachers, to have to jump on videos, and we tend to be like more not like this and we don't want neither to have to say to people, buy my stuff every single day. So we rather find like softer ways to actually build our community, to have people coming into our offers, and of course being strategic. But we don't want to DM 50 people that we don't know every day to maybe have someone like buy from us. This is ridiculous. And yeah, I think that's really how I ended up doing business coaching. And then I took like a bunch of certification to become a business coach, business coach for entrepreneurs and marketing strategist and a mindset coach, just so I actually knew my stuff. Um, but yeah, it's such a journey once you decide who you're going to help with your offers, because then you just follow them, like what do they need, and you create that.
Yes. So you start like, I mean, I think that's what like most yoga teachers are familiar with. Yeah, so you have your classes, maybe you also have like online schedule, and then you create your first online course. And then what? Yeah, that's where a lot of people stop. And then they launch that course one time, they have a few sales, and then it sits on their website. But where do you grow from there? Because like, let's say to a consistent $5,000 a month income.
Yeah, so you kind of have to like look at your offers. Like, let's say if you take $5,000, you have to look at your offers and be like, with what I have, honestly, is it possible that I make $5,000? If you look at it and you need to have 100 people every month, like let's say if you have a mini course that is at $50, like this, it's easy for the math. If you needed like 50 people every single month, or if you need like 100 people in your $50 membership, let's say, that's a lot of new people to find every month, and or to keep with you. Like it's very difficult, like to have, I think, as yoga teachers, a lot of people every month. Why that? Because to have big numbers like this of people, you need either to have a huge ad budget, or you need to be super famous on social media and be very strategic with your content so it actually converts. And that's a lot of work. And that's usually the work that we don't like. And so if you want to be able to make 5,000 and you just want to be able to work with like 5, 10 people every month, and maybe a lot of people can come into your online courses, your course that is self-paced might not be then $50. Yeah, maybe like maybe you have one that is $30, like something simple, and maybe you have one that is 250. And automatically, like with some emails, people that join the small one can very easily upgrade into the other one. And then maybe in this one, they have an option for group classes, or maybe one classes, like kind of like a VIP option. And so already like you can make more money with that. And then maybe you have a retreat, or maybe you have as a higher like price, or maybe you have like a 12 weeks 1-1 program for them to work on a specific goal. This then, with this format, like, yes, you can make 5,000.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
this range, basically, this flow from low ticket to high ticket or just higher priced
Yeah.
offers. That's I don't know. It feels like sometimes business coaches say like they invented it. I think that's always been the base of
Yeah.
every business when they offer different products. Let's talk a little bit about memberships because I know that it's so popular with yoga teachers. Do you have a membership or did you run one?
Yes and no. So, for my online yoga school, I don't. And actually, membership is really not something that I recommend yoga teachers to do as a first offer. In 2024 is going to be the same next year. Like if you were in 2019, 2020, yes, do it. It was good at this time because there were not many. Now it's too late for the membership. Like the only membership that I see with my clients like that are actually working is that they have different offers, and the membership is actually the offer that people that have already worked with them, then they just go into this to keep practicing with them on the long term. But new people don't come into a yoga class membership. Like this is finito.
I think it's one of the
Yeah.
most difficult business models and it's
Yeah.
very advanced. It's one of the most advanced business models running a membership successful. So it's also not where I would start. As long unless you see it really as your low ticket or as your freebie offer, not as the offer that you use to really make your money.
Exactly. And it's just so much work because every single week, most probably you adding new classes, maybe you have live classes. And like I had multiple one-to-one clients that I work with that have over 40,000 followers on Instagram and they don't even make $2,000 a month from their membership.
Hmm. That's really
Well, they
sad.
didn't.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's so many. That is so many until we diversify their offers, and then we find how we're going to like loop people into the membership. But
Yeah.
the membership by itself, it's not a realistic model anymore.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't know. I always thought, for example, Ashtanga yoga, so popular,
Mm,
like a membership where people can go in where you have like a daily Mysore class or weekly workshop, some guest experts, and the community that motivates people to do their practice every day and ask questions. I think that could be really, really successful still.
yeah, but I'm not sure you're going to make $5,000 a month with it.
Yeah, unless you have a big name or big names as guest
Yeah,
experts. Yeah, yeah.
because I think like, and I'm an Ashtangi, so knowing like a lot of Ashtanga teachers, I Yeah, I don't even think that the big names, maybe like 5 in the world, will actually have that. But I think there is something with people at the moment also liking a lot diversity. And so, yes, they could take a membership, but it needs to be like a small thing, you know?
Mm.
They don't usually want and need to have a big community because they probably live also and have friends and stuff. And there are so many different things that might, yeah, not put you could not put the price really high up, even when adding real things in.
It's very difficult that, I mean, yeah, there's a lot more noise and people spend less time in front of their computers, obviously, than they did in the pandemic. So there are more people, I think, open to learn something online than ever before. It's like the
100%.
silver lining of the pandemic, but at the same time, they're just like more busy. And
Mm,
so I see that I have a free community, um, the Blissful Beside. It used to be like a paid membership, then it became free, then it became paid again, then it became free again. And it's a great freebie. I have like people joining it every single day. So they find me from my blog post, and like I think it's the best performing converting freebie I ever had.
yeah.
But because it's free, engagement is really, really low. So,
Mm,
it's difficult to grow the engagement because, yeah, people don't invest time or energy into it really. So I have to see where that goes. If I actually have to add a price again in the future, we'll see. But right now, I feel this is also something that people are craving is really community. And
Yeah.
it's what I see with online offers. Um, People don't really want more information. Information is free.
No.
So they want
Yeah.
help implementing. So when it comes to health and wellness, especially as women, we know so much already. We all grew up reading like magazines and there's like 3 tips to do that and 5 tips to do that. And then we repeat that online.
Mm.
And I feel like the next step is missing. How can we need support implementing it?
Yeah, and that's what we're supposed to do online, is to
What
help them implement.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's something really, especially with a higher priced offer, where you can add the support, the one on one, the accountability, the community, where you feel like not alone on that journey. Um, how do you see that? How do you see offers like with hybrid models work together? Where do you see is it going in like 2025?
Like hybrid, what do you mean? Like a class that is online and in person, or like a business with
It could be
with
everything.
online?
I feel like, yeah, there are still people who want to build an online business because they want that freedom and flexibility and, of maybe to travel. And some people just like want to combine it.
Mm. Yeah, I think hybrid business, like to me, what I see in my community is when I do the little survey, the majority of them say they want to build a hybrid business with in-person either events or classes. Like it doesn't have to be something regular. Also, sometimes it's just like the retreats or maybe some workshops that are in person and having online offers. Because yeah, online you can be anywhere. If you are sick or you want to travel, be on holidays, you can still have revenue. You don't need to have revenue from your in-person offers all the time.
Yeah, sorry, I was distracted. Luna
Little
was
doggy.
my doggy, yes. She heard something. Um, so yeah, so basically have both and just find
Yeah.
what
I
works for
think
you.
especially as a solopreneur, like if you don't have like a business, like a brick and mortar studio, if you have a studio, that's different, but if you don't have a studio, you are a yoga teacher and people employ you to teach yoga. And first of all, like they can at any point stop hiring you and then you have nothing. So if you can build on the side a business that like can generate income, it's going to be a lot easier for you to actually feel confident and more serene with, I'm actually more secure now that it's my own thing. It's not just, I'm not growing someone else's business.
Yes, definitely. I love that. Um, when you run yoga teacher trainings now, do you do also like as a hybrid model or is it like 100% in person?
Now we do 100% in person. We did have, I think like 2021, 2022, we did hybrid. So we had a few YTT completely in person, and we had a few 50% online and 50% in person. And that was so good. I'm surprised that, and I think like then it went down. So then we stopped it and now we just do in person. But I think it's a shame because it's such a good model, because at the end they could just be here for like 10 days and more of like the practice and not just like a lot of theory. So yeah, it was great.
I think so. Yeah, I think actually it's better for learning than if you're sitting somewhere for 8 hours. At the end, you're not able to digest everything.
Mm,
You're just like, "Ugh, it's just too much."
yeah.
And when you
Yeah. And
can
that was
learn in your
really
own
nice.
time, and go back and re-listen, and yeah, I think that's actually a lot easier. So I love the idea of combining that and with everything. Like also like when you do an in-person workshop, maybe you can have some additional information that you deliver online or just for people to read through or something and just to be creative there and invent
Yeah.
new models. Yeah.
Even if they sign up to the workshop, maybe be to wait for the workshop, they can have something that you send them as an email, like online. Some of my clients for their retreats, like what we built is like kind of like an upsell. And before the retreat, maybe they have access to their membership or they have access to like some sort of a course. And same like after they have access to something else. So to kind of like also keep people with you for a long time. It is really how you can build for me, I think, and that's really just an opinion, to say the best business model is the one that you can build with a small group of people that are going to follow you for any of the other offers that you create, because truly you are creating offers for them. And so they love it. And of course, they want to join it. And especially if you don't want to do like a huge marketing, this is the easiest way possible because you just have to tell them, hey, I have just created that. It's starting in a month. Do you want it? If you have truly created something for them, they will say yes.
Yes, of course. I love that. Tell us a little bit more about your offer suite.
Mm. So my suite of offers, like online, let's say. So I have like, for me, it's a very big one now, but I have had this business for a long time now with the in-person because I have drop-in classes and I teach like drop-in classes once 1 to 3 a week. And I have retreats all year round and yoga teacher trainings. And then I have business courses. So online, I also have a lot of online courses that I recorded in 2020 that now I generate passive income from them every single month, like restorative YTT or Ashtanga YTT or pranayama meditation, like all of this stuff, which is awesome and part of the suite of offer, because once they finish the YTT, a lot of my students, let's say, are like, oh, I would love to learn prenatal, postnatal yoga to have students that are pregnant maybe in my classes. And we have a 25-hour prenatal, postnatal yoga. So like this, they can join that. So it's really serving all of them. And then for the business part, I have like a low ticket offer that's called the 50K method, and that teach you exactly how to build your suite of offer. It's like maybe $20, I think. And people learn like really on how to find a specialty and build this suite of offer that we talked about, hybrid or online or in person. And then I have offers depending on where people are at. So I have, and that's more like programs or mastermind that are for people that start from zero, like zero, never been online, don't have a community, haven't created an offer, or maybe tried and it didn't work. So they're really at the beginning stage and they want to build this offer, like with me helping them in a group for a few months. And then we build up all of their offers. This program, and I'm redesigning this program at the moment. That's why I'm not saying the name, depending on when this comes live. And that's why like the best is to DM me to be honest with that. But this program before that was Elevate, that is 6 months. And people like you guys that went through this program have amazing results. Like they create their first offer in the first couple of months, like their first online course. And then we continue to build the offers depending on their non-negotiables, so really what they want. And then I also have a mastermind that are for yoga teachers that are already making 1 to 2K a month from their online offers. So that's usually the people from Elevate, right? That can come then to the mastermind to make consistent 5K a month. So that's my suite of offer.
Wow, so inspiring. Yes. And just remember when you're listening to that, you just need to get started.
Yes,
And then after
exactly.
you've just got it started and you feel stuck, maybe it's just time to look at it with a new eye, like strategically. Okay, how can you actually build this up? And don't just add another course about something that's not related. Or
Yeah,
it's not about just what you're passionate about. I mean, that needs to
definitely.
play into it, right? It definitely needs to play into it. It's a big part, but it's not only that. It can't be only that.
It cannot. It cannot. It's not because I absolutely love sequencing and I'm such a sequencing geek. I'm not going today to create a sequencing course and try to sell it to people that are following me about business.
Yes, for example,
So,
yeah.
yeah, we have to be, of course, strategic. And if you already created a course and it didn't work out, don't just create another course. Like, learn how to do it, learn how to sell it in a way that is good for yoga teachers and that you don't have to send 50 DM to people or, I don't know, organize huge event online that are going to take you like 10 months to create. And yeah, and continue to move. I think like moving is very important if you want to really make it work.
What do you mean moving? Moving your body? Moving?
No, moving like taking actions,
Yes.
and not being like, oh, I'm stuck. It didn't work out. It's because I knew this was not my thing. Online is too complicated, or I knew I didn't have enough time, or if only I had XYZ. And
Mm.
no,
Yes,
you
yes.
can definitely do it. Like we didn't know, same, I'm sure, same as maybe like it's not like we were born knowing how to create.
I made so many mistakes. So what you mentioned, I made in the beginning, and it's okay. Like, be happy with making mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we
Yeah,
grow. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't have just wins. It's not like you launch, even if you launch a course, let's say, and maybe you have a win and you make sales, like you're so happy. You're not going to have win, 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 win. So there will be something that is going to be a flop. And that's fine. That's exactly building a business is this. Like some stuff work and some stuff don't. And then you take it in consideration. Okay, this doesn't work. And you refine and you move on.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your background and your story. It's so inspiring. I know our listeners are going to love it. Where can they learn more about you?
So Instagram, Yoga Career with Gwen. So very simple. On my website, they will have also access of the podcast, all of the communities and the stuff, yogacareerwithgwen.com.
Thank you so much. I'll also add the link to the show notes. And I think you have a freebie, right? So we can link to that as well.
Many.
No, the one with the offer. The offer suite.
Yes. Yeah,
Amazing.
definitely.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate you taking the time. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Suzanne, for having me. It was so nice to finally meet.